bad peace is better than a good war, but still, historically, do you think it's better to leave a conflict in a limbo for decades on end, or do you think issues should be solved when they're hot?
You see, if humans want, they can solve any conflict. The problem is that the humans, the leaders, and I'm talking about the leaders, I'm sure people in Ukraine and in Russia, everyone understands that if there's a conflict, there will be consequences. Everyone will be worse.
But it's not about the people. People on either side don't want this conflict to happen.
So exactly. But I think that the leadership in the countries is then stuck, that if we withdraw from this position, what will be the consequences to us politically? Because politically there are consequences always. And I think it takes very powerful, great leaders who rise above this and who think about the effects on the human beings.
I do want to ask you about great leadership, but very quickly, I know that you have tried to deal with your mutual grievances with India over Kashmir, and I'm sure you're not satisfied with the results of those efforts. Are you going to leave that issue to your successors, or are you still hoping to try something new?
You know, when my party came into power in 2018, first thing I did was to reach out to India. And I told them, you know, our only issue is Kashmir. Let's sit down on the table and resolve it. Let's have a roadmap. But I didn't realize, you know, and remember, I'm the one who knows India better than anyone because
of course,
cricket is a passion, you know, in the subcontinent. And because of, you know, me being captain of cricket here and sort of playing over 10 years against India, I know India better than most people. So I immediately reached out. But then I discovered, to my horror, that this is not the India I used to know, because it's been taken over by this mad ideology. It's a racist ideology, which was inspired by the Nazis. The founding fathers were inspired by the Nazis. You can Google on your phone and you can, the founding fathers praised the Nazis, racial superiority. And you see, there's a negative nationalism, there's a positive nationalism. You must distinguish between the two. I can inspire my people by saying, look, you were a great nation, let's now get back again. But if I say you were a great nation, but because of these other human communities, you could not reach the top, so shift the hatred towards them, there is always bloodshed.
Prime Minister, I'm sure your counterpart in New Delhi would disagree, but if Prime Minister Modi wants to share his own views, we would be more than happy to travel to New Delhi and interview him on that.
Listen, I would love to debate with Narendra Modi on TV.
That would
I would
be
love
great.
to talk.
But you know, before we organize this debate, and by the way, RT would be happy to moderate it, me personally, but
it would be so good for over 1 billion people on the subcontinent if we can resolve our differences through a debate rather than through...
That would be amazing. But let me ask specifically about Pakistan, because this year marks the 75th anniversary of your country coming into being, and the figure of Muhammad Ali Jinnah still looms large with his philosophy of marrying modernity with traditional grassroots culture. And I think it's not only in Pakistan, but I see this philosophy coming to prominence all around the world, even in Russia. I think Vladimir Putin subscribes to a similar brand of enlightened conservatism. When you see progressive things around the world, you benefit from them, but you stay true to your sort of your inner core, your collective soul. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it's becoming so popular?